Hey friends, Neff here, starting episode 9 of Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. So the gimmick here, before you can take on Lieutenant Surge, the electric gym leader, you have to find a switch in these garbage cans. So I'm here sifting through garbage over and over. Alright, there's one. Okay, this was lucky. Normally, there have been times where I've spent like 20 plus minutes here trying to get the switch and then the second switch because you have to get it one right after the other or you gotta start over. Super tedious, 100% pointless, whatever. Alright, here Lieutenant Surge is, not being an old man. Even though that old guy said he was his commanding officer. Kinda sorta forgot to go back and heal. But that's okay. Regardless. Whew, oh baby, that hurt. Regardless, we'll be able to handle this, no problem. Nidoking has no problem with Raichu. It's immune to its electric type attacks, and Nidoking's good physical defense means we don't got anything to worry about. Plus, we're finally getting some we're finally getting some sleep luck in our favor. And since in Generation 1 you can't attack the turn you wake up, we actually didn't get hit with Nidoking at all. Alright, so here's our Thunder Badge, but also TM24, which is Thunderbolt. It's like 95 base power. It's definitely going to get put on one of my Pokemon. Still kind of leaning towards Jolteon as my Eevee, but that's still a little bit up in the air. After beating the gym leader, we can talk to Officer Jenny here, and she'll give us Squirtle to raise. Not really too interested in that. But now that we have access to Cut, there's actually several things that we can go back and do. So I'm going to start by healing. And we're going to go through Diglett Cave. In we go. You can only encounter Diglets and Dugtrio in here. So I'm just going to edit out the Diglett battles. They're about as frequent as Zubats in Mount Moon. But if there was a Dugtrio, you'd be seeing it. Almost out. So we took this tunnel underground to the northwest quite a ways, and it spits us out in between Viridian and Pewter. There's some stuff down here. Oh, I also deposited Pikachu for a minute because I needed to pull out a Pokemon for a trade here. I actually almost forgot to do the trade. Trading our Clefairy for a Mr. Mime, who I may or may not raise up for Stadium, not sure yet. I don't mind raising multiple Pokemon to bring over to Pokemon Stadium, but I'm trying to do this with a single cartridge. I guess kind of cheating if I fire up a bunch and have access to multiple Earthquake TMs and multiple Thunderbolts, multiple Bubble Beams. So because I'm limiting the amount of TMs I have access to, I can't really afford to waste any on maybes. I need to stick with my guarantees first. So anyway, there's the trade for our Mr. Mime. Use good old Sandshrew here to cut. We are just east of the Viridian Forest on the map right now. We'll go talk to Professor Oak's aide. This time we only need 10, which we obviously have seen 10 kinds of Pokemon at this point. That gives us the HM for Flash. And then we get an HP up. Use that on one of my For Sure Pokemon. An extra Moonstone, always nice. And then a little bit of a controller malfunction here. I'm using just a regular old Logitech, but for some reason, I don't know, the D-pad gets funky. Anywho, I'm gonna go down here to Viridian City because there's a tree that we can cut. Sorry for the meandering. I was thinking for some reason that it was down at the bottom, but it's not. It's this guy right here. Alright, the guy gives us the TM for Dream Eater, which I'm almost 100% certain that I won't be using. Dream Eater relies on the Pokemon being asleep, and then you recover some health with the damage you do. It's just... there's no reason to use it. I'd much rather run Recover, or just use Psychic. I don't know. Anyway, we are going back north. We need to go to Pewter City for just a moment. I really appreciate the quality of life update with later games, where it'll just do cut if it's an option in front of you. Alright, so we're gonna go to this building up here. This is the museum. I didn't show the front side mostly because it's totally pointless. Doesn't contribute anything, but the back side here, walk right in, talk to some scientists. All right. Yes, I know what Amber is. I just got some. They're trying to resurrect Pokemon from Amber. So there's two scientists here that clearly believe the same thing, but they're not doing anything about it. But hey, their loss is my gain. I purposely didn't go to any of the other Pokemon centers because I wanted to be able to port back to Vermilion here, heal up, and now we're going to go back north. Because we have some things we need to do in Cerulean City. We can't really do anything else south or east for the time being. Come up here. I'm going to go for just a little extra time in this episode just because so much of this is just regular old backtracking. All right, north some more. And then up and around the trees here. I think you can actually cut one of the trees down below, but it's just as quick either way. Go in here, redeem our bike voucher. Totally worth it. And now that we have cut, no reason to go north because we already got the TM up there, but if I had missed it, I could go up there and get it now. Go back through this destroyed house. And now we can proceed east from Cerulean City. Pulled out Butterfree while I was in the Pokemon Center and gave it Flash. Still holding on to my TMs though. Maybe I'll get a wild hair and I won't even use Charizard in the stadium team. Just got a bunch of grass types here, so Charmeleon really gets to shine. As you can see, though, Ember is starting to lose steam. Not that he's like a special attacker. We are not going to learn Rage. That's like definitely makes the top 5 worst moves in the game list, in my opinion. Yeah, if he had Flamethrower, we'd be one-shotting these guys. There's that poison and wrap combo. Yeesh. And then we get a crit. Alright, that's enough of that, Junior Trainer. Gonna just leave Pikachu in storage for this episode. Maybe forever. There's TM30 and a hiker here. TM30 off the top of my head is Teleport, I think. It's useless in a fight, which is why when Alakazam used it a couple episodes ago, it just failed. So I'll most likely just sell that TM, to be honest. Alright, that's enough of that, fella. Then we're gonna come up in here. This is one of the fights that's different depending on if you're playing red and blue or if you're playing yellow. In yellow, this fight is based off of like an episode from the anime. In red and blue, I think it's like you just fight a couple Nidoran. But he knows Fissure. Okay. Well, glad we got rid of him. Backtrack a little. In yellow, there's not really any new Pokemon that you can catch in this area. I think you can encounter Raticate here, but that's not really necessary. It's a rare spawn, and I don't care. We do get to see Beedrill, though, the final evolution of Weedle. I think he's probably the second coolest looking bug in Generation 1. Scyther's definitely, like, the coolest. I wish Venomoth looked just a little bit cooler. It's got like a weird shaped head for no reason. But moths are cool. Somewhere around here there's a hidden item. There we go. Now that Generation 8 is out, I think out of all the Pokemon that exist, there are 3 moth-type bugs. You've got Venomoth. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Well, I don't want to cheat and look them up. You've got the fire one, and then you've got the ice one that we just got in Gen 8. You see that little trainer in the bottom right? Yeah, I forgot he existed for a little while. Level 20 Caterpies, really, really disappointing. But we're about to go through Rock Tunnel, and that's going to be not a great place for Charmeleon to get experience, so get him a little extra here. This guy's kind of easy to miss. He's so close to being a real trainer now. By the time we get close to the 4th badge, a lot of the enemy trainers start using at least the 1st evolution for whatever Pokemon they have, and that makes things, 1, much more exciting, but 2, you gain a lot more experience from beating evolved forms. Pretty much any time after we get out of this tunnel that we're on our way to. Yeah, good job, Weepinbell. So I was looking at movesets, and it looks like Victreebel doesn't learn Razor Leaf, only Weepinbell does. So I'm gonna have to leave him Weepinbell until the 30s when he learns Razor Leaf, because that's really gonna be our move, our grass type move with him when the time comes. Otherwise, I'd say we're pretty close to being able to fully evolve him as well. Confusion missed. Although even though with our defense being terrible, low kick did nothing. Cool. Alright, now we can get out of here. She's pretty much it. I think this fight is different in red and blue as well, but I could be mistaken. Not that many fights change between the generations, or between the versions. In a few cases, yellow is more difficult, but more often than not, the difficulty goes to red and blue. I picked the yellow version, one, because we had access to more good Pokemon that I wanted to use, in my opinion, but also there's just more battles in general. So I hop in here, realize immediately that I'm short one trainer. I don't even think I healed. Then it's time to take on this guy. Even though it's super effective, Geodude's defense is so good. He can take a hit from Nidoking. It's nuts. So after this fight, I'm going to go to the Pokemon Center and heal up. And then we'll start the next episode off, ready to take on the tunnel.